Back on Golf Today, here's what you need to know on this Monday. The USGA and R&A have unveiled a regular update to the rules of golf as they continue to make the rules easier to understand and apply. The new rules will go into effect January 1st, 2023. The new edition continues the modernization process with an emphasis on both inclusion and sustainability. So here, overview of the key changes: modifications for players with disabilities, no penalty for no handicap on scorecard and stroke play, can replace damaged club during the round if it's not damaged through abuse. Ball moved by natural forces must be replaced, no penalty, and simplified back on the line relief. With more, we welcome Craig Winter, USGA Senior Director of Rules of Golf and Amateur Status. Craig, thanks for the time. What do golfers need to know about this update, which goes into effect on January 1st?
Well, Damon, first of all, thank you for having me on. I think the headline for this, you saw it right at the top. It's the modifications for players with disabilities. We had a wonderful event down in Pinehurst, the championship, that is, the US Adaptive Open, and it really raised awareness for the adaptive golf community. There's an impact that's going to happen with this revision to the rules of golf. It's going to be subtler, but maybe actually in the end it'll have more of an effect. Rule 25 is now a rule of golf. Any players that need these modifications, they no longer require the committee to put them into effect. You open up a book, you look at the mobile app, and you see the rules. You're going to see the modified rules right there, and it's a really big step forward for us on inclusion and certainly for awareness for this community and how great they can play this game.
Now, Craig, this is one of several areas in which you've announced changes and updates to the rules of golf. How did you zero in with the R&A on these particular areas as requiring simplification?
Yeah, I mean, this is really a continuation, as we said, with what happened in 2019. We rewrote the entire rule book. That was a massive project. We really just took a step back and said, what's working? Well, frankly, most of it's working. And we really just targeted those things. You know, we are always open to listening. We get a lot of feedback, trying to look at what was confusing to players and see if we could continue that message of how can we make the rules easier to understand and apply. And the few changes that we see, there's 5 key changes in this revision. Those are really focused on that message. How can we continue to make these rules easier to understand and apply?
Well, speaking of continuing to simplify the rules here, how much headroom is there left for further simplification? What other areas are you and the R&A looking at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we really don't know where we're going to go. We move with the game of golf. That was the whole goal in 2019, to modernize to the modern game. We've tweaked a little bit. There are a few big changes, but generally speaking, we're extremely happy with where the rules are. And we'll see where we go in 2027, which would be the next rule cycle. At this point, we're not really sure.
Craig, inclusivity and sustainability, those are 2 big words, big themes, but why are they so important to the USGA?
Well, obviously, inclusivity, as I just spoke to with the US Adaptive Open, including the adaptive community in the game of golf, you need to make sure that the rules fit that community as well and that they're forefront. So Rule 25 brings that to us. Sustainability, now we're obviously in the Distance Insights project. We have our green section that looks at water reduction and ultimately the footprint of golf. We're there as well now with the rules of golf. We've decided that our mobile app is going to be the primary vehicle for individuals, golfers that is, to get the rules of golf. We've had this have a rule book in your bag. Every single golfer should have a rule book. We're actually moving away from that message. The books now, they're for golf administrators, for rules officials. The mobile app is great. It lets you search. You can find, even if you're not sure what you're looking for, you're probably going to find the answer. So we really encourage golfers to use the digital versions. It's over 2 million books that we won't be printing, distributing, over 500 million pages that aren't going to be out there. So that's a really strong sustainability message that we're proud of.
Craig, you mentioned the US Adaptive Open at Pinehurst. I was moved by the event. Are you surprised at the impact that the event had in its first playing?
Well, we were hoping it would have a big impact. It certainly has, both to that community and to everybody's awareness of it. So it's something obviously we're going to continue to do. You can see right there, it looks to be that it's Dennis Walters, I believe, obviously tapping in. It was extraordinary for everybody that was present, for those that saw it on TV. We're hoping that there will be more adaptive golf present on golf courses all around the U.S. based on just awareness that this rule exists and these golfers are out there and they're looking to lower the hurdles to get on golf courses.
Craig, I'm curious, at what point did the rules of golf become as convoluted as they are now? And you mentioned the next cycle in 2027. Is there a case to be made for simplifying the rules on a faster basis than the every 4 years that you and the R&A have established?
Yeah, I mean, good question. And we talk about that at every cycle. Are we doing this at the right pace? Golf is unique in that we have one set of rules and it covers the game worldwide. There may be other sports that move more quickly than what you could see with respect to golf. We make change when we feel like we need to, and updating an entire set of rules, that affects the millions of golfers all around the world. There's education that's built into that. There's translations that are built into that. We feel the 4-year cycle, it still works very well for the game of golf, for the entire industry. But when we do need to make change, just like we saw throughout the entire 2019 cycle, we'll do that. And that be very particular pointed changes when they make sense. But the entire code, the entire set of rules, 4 years is a good cycle for us to be able to roll out through the entire game and all that play.
Craig, how about the ball being moved by natural forces? No penalty going forward. Would we call that the Ricky Fowler rule? Is that specifically a rule because of what happened to Ricky in Phoenix a couple years ago?
Well, it's certainly fair to look at Ricky and his situation here as we see this. This is a very, it's going to be a rare situation, but it's a really good outcome in this change. We've been talking about this for a while. Obviously, what happened to Ricky, it was particularly pointed that he was in the lead. How this new exception works starting in January, you see Ricky has completed his relief procedure, his ball's in play, and it's at rest. If it then moves due to natural forces, unless it rolls into another area of the course, like you see there in the penalty area, you're always going to play it as it lies. But in those really rare cases when something like this happens, we're going to make sure that the player puts the ball back. There's no penalty. We're not putting salt in the wound. He's already taken the penalty. Let's just get the ball back on that spot, and he can play it without any additional penalty.
I imagine Ricky's happy with this update. I'm all for modernization and simplification as well. Craig, thank you so much for this time on this Monday.
Gentlemen, thank you very much.